I get a serious craving for something I want to eat. I need some cheese, tomatoes and olives, and maybe even some meat. I need some pizza, 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 pizza. Every time I want that pizza, 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 I go to David's Pizza.
David's Pizza, 209-477-2677.
Pizza.
I do see that Lorne is in the back to school section of like Walmart.
Yeah, you might want to get out of there, bud.
Yeah, place where you should. This should be sent directly to probation. This right here.
Yeah.
Why
definitely.
are you camping out in the back to school section
with all them notebooks?
Well, yeah, with all the trapper keepers.
Yeah. What are you writing about, Lorne? Nothing. Get out of there.
He's licking the vulva and the labia.
Oh.
Okay, whatever those are, you can teach me.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I don't know the names of the parts. Casey, what do you want me to say? You don't want me to lie to you.
That's embarrassing.
I've never studied it. It doesn't mean that I've never been in it or had it or tasted it or had it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to study it.
Well, apparently you do.
Well, you're saying you stuck your tongue all the way in a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how it
I
works.
stuck my tongue all the way in.
Into the left.
Yeah, that's what you said.
All of what I had of my tongue.
All of what I had of my tongue. He's great at English. That's why he's in that back to school section.
All that I had of my tongue.
Yeah, I knew I didn't stick it all the way in her vagina because I'd have to have a hell of a long tongue.
Oh, okay.
But my whole tongue, I stuck my tongue in all the way, as far as it would go. That's what I meant.
Why? You said you hit the G-spot.
Yeah, that's where it is.
I don't hit the G-spot with Kathy. There was no mistaking on that one.
With your tongue.
With my tongue.
Dong.
She even told me that I hit her G-spot.
And she was
either
being 100%
you're lying
serious.
or she.
What's that?
She was being 100% serious when she said that. She wasn't being sarcastic. She wasn't like, yeah, Lauren, you totally hit my G-spot when you were lapping all up and around. Yeah, that's what happened.
Like a pig in a trough.
Charlotte's Web.
Scrumptious.
That's a big
She
word
was
for
lying.
Well, maybe she was lying. I don't know, but I know she reacted when I hit a certain spot there.
She was saying, ow.
Well, how'd she react?
Yeah. Huh?
How did she react?
She said, stop, that feels weird.
Wiggled around a lot.
Yeah.
And fast.
So about those outer clips.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm right on that or not. I'm just taking a
What do you
guess.
think? Do you think you're right, Lorne?
I told you that already. I don't know. I really don't know if there's one or two.
One or two.
Okay, let me explain to you what I have always thought.
Okay, please.
Let us hear it.
I've always thought that I don't know what the proper name is for it, but the flap on the pussy.
Okay, the pussy flap.
The outer flap. I've always thought that was a clip.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've thought that, like right along by the pussy hole, that there was another one.
Okay.
I never knew that for sure.
Is he talking about labia?
Yeah, but I know for sure. So, how hard would it have been to find out? You wouldn't have to work hard to find out. Look it up.
When you're Lorne,
Yeah.
we saw how he investigates online. He typed in Casey Moore YouTube channel into the YouTube search bar.
Yeah, and I guess if you typed into Google, how many clits does a woman have, you're not going to get a lot of scientific-based websites.
Yeah, what is that? What is the woman's pussy flap called?
You're going to get You're gonna get a lot of stuff that Lorne probably can't go to, and it also probably wouldn't look like a good search for probation to find out that Lorne is trying to see how many clips.
Well, no, maybe they're like, okay, he's seeking out education.
He's
That's
seeking out, yeah, but
it.
for what reason is he seeking out this education?
To further his knowledge, to expand his horizon.
If they want him, if they're not going to let him off probation until he gets a girlfriend, he needs to know how to properly please a woman by
Exactly.
studying the art of the clits.
The Kama Sutra.
I was just taking a guess at it.
Why not guess? Why not just guess?
I've never known the proper names of them.
By the hole?
Yeah, right by the pussy hole.
What is this outer flap?
I
don't know.
Clip.
I'm just taking a guess.
But why would you
There's
guess?
one there or not? I don't know. When I was in school, they didn't do sexual education.
Yeah, we can
You
tell.
were in school 30 years ago. You cannot use that as an excuse. I'm sorry, almost 40 years ago. You can't use that as an excuse.
Why not?
You just can't. And this is someone who likes to claim that he is a professional, that he knows how to do all this shit. But you say, okay, well, I didn't know. So rather than look, so you don't know the car part names, you just go in and you're like, it's the outer metal thing. Like, or do you know so that you don't look like an asshole? So would you know the name of these things? Would you know the name of the tool that you're going to use to tear down part of one house and staple it onto your existing house? You probably would. So why not take 45 seconds to go wherever WB/H went to learn how a vagina works?
All right, I don't think we need to bring in Slash's
You like that?
education history.
You like I just tossed that in there?
I think we should leave him out of this. Now, if we're talking Cornville three-way, fuck that guy. We can talk about it all we want.
He still has no clue. He still has no clue. I just keep
Well, I
giving
mean, they
him
don't have sex
different
ed in
Easter eggs.
Jamaica.
Hey, man.
What they did of sexual education was very little because,
Why would
then they didn't think it was something they should be teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And they certainly didn't go through the names of stuff, because then there would be parents calling them up and complaining.
Why does my child know what a scrotum is?
As far as sex being mentioned in my house growing up, that was long shot for that.
Well,
Long shot
you
for
said
that.
that you love going down on women. You love it.
I do.
There's no way you would be this confused if you did it even one time.
I go down on a woman. I'm down there to make her feel good.
But
As long as my tongue is moving around and making her feel good, then I'm doing something right.
That's not, no. You need to know what's happening down there to know how to do that in the first place, Lorne. You're a fucking idiot.
He's just moving around.
Yeah. He even said there's a call where, like, I think he's having, like, phone sex with Winnie, and he's like, I get my tongue down there, wiggle it all around.
Yeah, wiggle it all around.
Yeah, that's what he thinks you do.
Eventually you get something, right? I mean...
Yeah, it's like brute force.
It's like him with his singing. He doesn't need to know the words, like the general idea.
Right.
Same as going down on a woman. He's in the area. He's putting in effort. You should be pleased just that he's doing it.
That's the thought that counts.
And
really.
bonus, you get to look down at the top of his hat while he's going.
That's true. I don't have to look directly at him. You can just see the fabric of the hat. You can count all of the threads that are frayed and coming up.
I don't need to know the names of stuff in order to make that happen.
It wouldn't feel good if you're just moving your tongue around randomly.
You don't know.
Well, it's not all randomly. When I hit the spot that I know that she's feeling something good, then I stay right in that spot for a bit.
Oh, like a metal detector.
But I also figure that doesn't want to stay in that one spot forever, and I move my tongue around some more.
But where are you?
So you
moving
find
it
what's
to?
working and then you stop doing that?
Well, yeah, you don't kill the bit, right? Like you leave the audience
part of
wanting
the
more.
bit. Right. Okay, I see.
So his tongue is just a wiggling and a waggling over in this area, right? And he's like beep 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 beep
Right.
beep 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 beep, beep, and he's getting a good reaction, and then he's like, all right, you're done with that, and then he just starts waggling his tongue somewhere else, wherever.
Well, it's like the rule of threes, you don't want to overstay your welcome by
Exactly.
revisiting the same. Yeah,
And they're all
that makes sense.
clips. It's just nothing. It's just
He's going
No.
back and forth between the two.
that's it.
Just no.
Huh?
You don't. That's not how you do it. You don't just flap your fucking tongue around, sticking it inside and just licking random parts and stuff. Like, you don't do that.
Okay, well, you can show me how you want me to do it. And that's how I'll do it. Is that a deal?
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Can you admit that you've never gone down on a woman before?
Nope.
No!
Because if you went on, you know I would know instantly.
You don't want me to lie to you.
Exactly. You know, if we ever had sex, I would know instantly.
You don't
You
want me
do
to lie to
realize
you.
that, right?
Yeah. Like, if you say so. But you don't want me to lie to you.
Yeah, she
I
would.
can't tell you
Blue
yes.
would know for sure.
I'll be able to
That's how
tell
you
if
know.
you're a virgin 100%.
Okay. You'll be able to tell.
Your mouth has never touched a vagina. You have never even seen a vagina in person.
If that's what you want to believe, then okay.
Okay.
You don't even know where the clit is. That's about as much person as I need.
Okay, then you keep believing what you want to believe. Just remember, I never lied to you.
Well, you've lied to me multiple times in this call, so.
Not from today on.
And I gave you my real phone number.
Yeah, I thought
even
about
though
that
you were
too
lying to
for a
me.
second.
Never lied to you. You've lied to me multiple times. I've never lied. Not from today on.
Yeah, not from now until the future.
Not now until the end of the world is a very long time. So, right? When you look
I
at
mean,
it that way, it's
potentially,
kinda sweet.
there could also be a meteor about to
Okay, but
strike.
it's also romantic that way too. Just saying, don't try and kill the romance from what Lorne is saying.
I think we should all try to kill any chance at romance that Lorne.
What if Lorne's standing in the back to school section at Walmart? Does he not deserve a chance at romance there?
I don't think he does. No.
The only time I want to see Lorne in a Walmart is if Alex from Predator Poachers is approaching him.
There's one video I saw of like a guy who pisses his pants in the Walmart. I think it was a Dads Against Predators video.
This guy's here to beat a job.
I'm pretty upset about that.
Why would you be upset about it? When it's a...
Because you're lying to me?
No, that's what you want to think. I can't help what you want to think. You want me to not lie to you, so I'm not lying to you.
That's
But
nice.
you don't want to believe that I'm not lying to you, and I can't help that. I'm not going to lie to you, Casey.
What again?
We've taken a huge step today.
How?
Because of that.
Did we, though?
Yeah, we did.
I don't think your girlfriend telling you that you are a virgin and have never seen or touched a vagina before and making fun of you for your lack of knowledge of the female body is making a lot of progress.
And that would be where you're wrong.
Once again, I'm mansplaining. Go ahead.
Right. I can't believe you would mansplain the concept of making progress to me. I think I'm the most progressive person here.
So this would be progress to you?
Yes. It would.
We took a very huge step. And it's a step we needed to take a long time ago.
Yeah.
You're not going to find me lying to you.
Ever again. Say
You're
it.
not going to find him lying because
But I can't help what you want to believe. It's like Ashley and Julie. I don't lie to them. They don't question me about it now because they know I'm not lying. Julie, she's...
Or they've just given up on confronting you because you keep lying.
Yeah, I don't think you can say that until you see
that, or they've just given up.
What was that?
Because he keeps saying that, like, oh, they don't think that I'm lying, but he doesn't look at their notes. I'm sure his notes are just full of, like,
oh yeah,
you know, client is repeatedly dishonest.
Well, just like with the everyone's lying on him, the polygraph guy, everyone's lying on him. I'm sure that he talks about all this stuff, and they just say continued believing that it's all conspiracy against him. But what's the point of just arguing with him about it?
Right, because there's no reason to call him out. It's not going to result in anything.
Did you say you wanted me to play this again?
I heard she mad rich. I heard she dead broke. I heard she sniffing coke. Shut up, bitch.
Hey yo, Kim can spit. Man, she don't write her shit. Nah, Biggie wrote her shit.
Shut up, bitch.
I heard she going to jail. I heard she out on bail. She done fucked up now.
I think you're going to need to put a trigger warning on this episode.
I couldn't hear what you said. I thought you said play it one more time. I was just
No, I don't. I think you're lying right now. I think you're being dishonest.
I'm not gonna like it going forward.
Thank you for being
honest. I'm confronting you since you're a known liar.
No. Ashley's the first one that I've been able to trust completely for a probation officer. And then they get...
Well, you've actually been able to trust all of them. They're your probation officer.
No, I haven't been able to trust all of them.
Well, I mean, you should have been able to, but you have like an issue for some reason.
I should have been able to.
They don't trust you either, clearly.
Well, Ashley does. Julie does. And me and Julie are making a lot of progress.
I mean, you admitted to lying to them, though.
I haven't lied to Ashley and Julie. And you're not going to find me lying to you.
Stop saying that.
I did today, multiple times.
No, you didn't.
Well, that was a lie. I thought you were going to lie.
The thing, as well as I should have.
Well, it's just unfortunate that this document made you look even worse.
Yeah, apparently it did.
What do you mean apparently? It did.
I can discuss it with Ashley and Julie.
Yeah, they'll fix it.
So I can figure out what the hell's going on with that.
You're a pedophile.
Well, you need to find something that corroborates what you're saying is the truth.
No, he got misdiagnosed with going.
I didn't fail the last polygraph I took.
Alright, are we going to ignore the other ones you failed about the child porn?
Oh, what child porn?
The 9-year-old girl on the news?
That wasn't child porn.
Well, you jerked off to it, so it was child porn enough.
That's a good point.
No, I didn't jerk off to it.
I thought we weren't lying anymore, Lorne.
Yeah.
You said that I fantasized about it. I didn't fantasize about it. Told them that I was upset about it.
Well, the official report says differently.
I never fantasized about it. So maybe they're thinking that me being upset about it is me fantasizing about it. Maybe they're considering it that way. I don't know, but I got to find out.
Yeah, I'd say you definitely need to find out, Lorne. I mean, you failed the polygraph.
Yeah, I know.
About the fantasies. Failed it twice.
I don't know how I failed it.
Because
you lied.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I didn't lie. Maybe it was the way he asked the question.
No.
Well, the room was yellow.
That's true.
I know we're going to go over it.
He should have went to whoever you went to for your lie detector test.
Yeah. See, I passed with flying colors because I don't lie, and I wasn't sitting in a yellow room.
There would have been a dinger or a buzz. An audible dinger or buzz.
Well, to be fair, actually, there wasn't. that got added in, and that was even part of the story with Jessie, and she really thought that I sat there and got to hear if there was a ding
Yeah.
or a buzz.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter, but just like in the context of like the story that was being pushed to her, it pissed me off that she couldn't even listen long enough to understand that I couldn't hear that.
On the 4th. I'm going to go over it with him.
What will
And
that
I'll
mean?
figure it out. And I will tell you the truth about everything. I'll tell you everything that is said. Whether I'm wrong about something or I'm right about something. I'm not going to lie to you about it.
About it.
You're taking a huge step with me, and I don't want us going backwards. You're literally gonna know every thought in my head.
I don't think
I'm due.
I don't think that's what literally means.
I am not attracted to kids. Period.
Well, except those girls from high school.
Well, yeah.
Except for the girls from high school.
The what?
Except for the girls from high school.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it that way when I did that.
Yeah, but they were.
If I had thought about it that way, I wouldn't have done it.
Well,
I promise you, Casey, I'm not gonna lie to you about
he'd
anything.
been doing it for years then, right?
Right. Yes.
Decades. Even
And-
after. Oh, go ahead.
Oh
Sorry.
no, you finish. You finish.
Oh, even after going to prison for being a pedophile, he was still continuing to masturbate and think about teenagers from when he was in high school.
Yeah, he's been doing it ever since he was in high school.
Yeah.
So that's like 30 years.
That's crazy. And then he's still like, yeah, no, but I was in high school. Yes, bitch. At one point, you were that age. Absolutely. In your mind, though, those girls are still 13 and 14, which is no different than going to the mall to look at 13 and 14-year-old girls to remember them that night, Lorne.
That's why he's in the back to school section.
Oh, okay. He's going to compare and contrast.
Oh my god. But what I was gonna say is like, I don't like how he insists that like he's not attracted to kids, and then he's given an example of how he's not, or how he is currently attracted to kids, and his only rebuttal is, but if I had known that was how like the situation to view it from, I wouldn't have done it. That doesn't negate the fact that you were still attracted to them and currently are.
Yeah, just because you weren't thinking of it when it's pointed out to you, that should really mean something, right?
Yeah, that should be like a big like aha moment, and that he should go to therapy about and talk about to work through it, but he's not.
No. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, he's good.
Well, I think I'm gonna start talking to you back on the Google number.
Uh-oh.
Casey,
You did it.
you want to go backwards. That's not good.
Thought we were going forward.
Why would you do
should
that?
just learn that you were jacking off to kids.
Probably gonna change my number too.
Oh, no.
You made us go backwards, and I think you need to understand how serious that is for me.
No, I didn't make us go backwards, Casey.
Because you're lying to me.
You do that, we're going to go way backwards.
Yeah, we went way backwards today.
Is that a threat?
No, we went way forwards. What you're trying to make it as is something that's going way backwards. Maybe you did it just because you wanted to get the report from me.
Why would I do that?
You seem to not want to believe me about anything.
This report is sickening. Why would I want this?
You have a history of lying.
Yeah.
And
As
he's
of before today.
okay, yeah, true. Right.
You know, we weren't allies with Japan at one time. Are you going to hold it against them for World War II? You're still mad about that?
You know, I think I might do that actually, yeah.
Actually, yes, starting today.
You know,
You
I'm
don't wanna
visualizing
believe
this
me
whole
about
thing on a number line where he's like, you want to go all the way backwards, but I'm trying to take a steps forward. It's, you know, like a little number line that you do in like math class in 4th grade.
I do remember that. So that's what he's doing. He's taking it all the way backwards.
Yeah.
But when he said it, it sounded like it was a threat. Like,
Yeah,
You're gonna
right.
try and pull back. I'm gonna pull way back. You think this is affection? Just wait until you see what I give you after we pull back. You're gonna get one song, maybe 2 dick pics. That's it.
And a whole lot of abuse.
A whole lot of. I'm not writing you any poems. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear my fucking poems no more. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. Did he, of the ones that he sent to Casey? But the only ones that can come to my mind are the Ramona ones about like wearing a diaper.
Yeah, I think his most detailed poems were to Ramona. At least it seemed like it.
Well, he had fresher ideas back
Yeah.
then.
Well, and it was before. I think he had to worry about them getting on the internet, so he was a little more free with the shit he was saying. I think
That's
now
true.
every time he writes something, he has to wonder in the back of his mind, will this end up on the internet eventually?
And the answer is
Yes,
yes.
the answer
Absolutely.
is absolutely yes.
Anything.
Because you're lying.
No, I'm not lying to you. I can say that until I'm blue in the face, and you're not going to believe me. That's completely up to you. I can't make you believe me. You have to want to be able to believe me. That's not something I can do. I know
You can by telling the truth.
I know
You have a
what's
pattern of
happened.
lying.
I
But
know what's
no one
happened.
knows what to believe.
I know what's happened in my life, and I know what goes through my head. I'm not going to say that something just because somebody else wants me to say it.
I thought that was
No,
your
So I
whole
need to
thing.
convince myself of something that doesn't make any sense.
That's
I'm
his
not
whole
like that,
thing.
and I'm
He talks about like for the entirety that he's been catfished, that like he's in therapy, he's trying to learn how to say no. He just can't say no. Like that's his
Yeah.
whole thing is telling people what they want to hear. What are you talking about, Lord?
Well, it's different in this aspect because he doesn't like
Mm.
what it makes him look like right now. But if it's to explain away why he tried to do what he did to Kayla, it's because he had such a hard time saying no that he couldn't say no to the prospect of loving this child because he was all fucked up in the head. There was no one to love him, so when this child came along and was desperately begging Lorne for attention and love, as you can tell from her chat log, the poor man would not say no.
Shan't say no.
not going to do it. It's no different than you being stubborn about wanting to be around your friend all the time.
Yeah, same thing. Pedophile friend.
I'm not going to lie for somebody just because they want me to lie.
Masturbating to a 9-year-old girl is the same as me spending time with Alex. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
And I've never done that.
You have.
So that's you wanting to believe whatever you want to believe.
You said it.
No, I did not say it.
No, I didn't.
I didn't say it, and I never will say it because it never happened.
Well, this psychiatrist is gonna get in trouble then for lying so much.
Well, I'm going to figure out what's going on with that because shit's not happening right. It's not happening as I'm saying it, as I'm telling them. Have you ever had anybody try to look so deep into your life that it just blows your mind?
I've
Have
never
you ever
lied
had
to
a dream?
anybody to this extent.
Have you ever been interrogated constantly?
No, because what I just said, I've never lied to anyone like this.
Well, I haven't lied about me. I haven't lied. I didn't lie to them about any of this stuff, and they twisted my words around. I'm not going to say they didn't twist my words around and that I lied to them when I didn't lie to them, and they did twist my words around. And I'm not going to say any different just because somebody wants me to.
Well, you failed a test about telling the truth.
Well, I'm going to find out what happened to that too.
Yeah. Probably gonna say you lied.
I think that one was
You would be
because
the
of
dishonest
the high
one.
school girls that I thought about that I went to high school with.
That was the whole thing.
Well, how do they twist that? How do they twist a yes or no question?
How do they twist it? When I tell him one thing and he puts completely the opposite of what I said, that's completely twisting things around.
It's a yes or no question.
Right. He said yes, and they wrote down no.
Oh, and you saw them do that, but you didn't say anything until after. Like, you didn't leave that thing and go, it was really fucked up. I said yes, and the dude wrote down no. None of that. You didn't think about any of that. Or you didn't even think, because of the negative experience that you claim you had, to look over everything to make sure they didn't try and fuck you over on this report before sending it off to your eager girlfriend.
Well, we do know that he struggles with reading, so he might not be able to decipher
okay.
what's on the paper.
All right. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
What?
What do you want, Casey?
Hello.
Hello?
What's happening?
Nothing. What's happening with you?
Just talking to a beautiful woman on my phone, on my text phone. I was texting with her, and I'm watching Rocky. In the meantime,
that was really smooth.
In between messages.
Yeah.
So, did Ashley let you hear it, or how did that conversation go?
No, she didn't let me hear it. She just told me about it.
What'd she say?
She said that we're both right. That I told them that, well, the same thing I told Sean. And then later he had asked me a question if I had fantasies about it or something like that. If I had fantasies about it, and I told her, yeah. That's when I told her. I said, but my way of thinking of the word fantasy is, it's not a long drawn out thing. It's a thought that, anybody thinks normally. That's something that would happen to a child.
But you knew what a fantasy was when I was talking to you about it.
Yeah. But when it says fantasy, see, it bothers me because when it's said like that, it makes it seem like I'm sitting down for a long period of time and thinking about this. When I'm not sitting
just
down
as
for a
long
long
as
period of time.
Oh, okay. So do you understand the issue Lorne is having?
So he's only thinking about a little girl inappropriately for like a couple seconds. He's
an impulsive pedophile. He's not going to sit down and create a fantasy scene in his head. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's an impulsive, he's a fast mover. That's it. It invades his mind. He goes to meet a child after 30 days of chatting very impulsively.
Right. Well, I mean, it does line up with like his inability to take control, is that he has like no impulse control.
But this isn't an impulse.
It's not.
It was so planned, and he had so much fantasy into what they were going to do, and he let her the bath, the fantasy bath, the stuff she was going to do in the truck. These were all things that he had been thinking about and fantasizing about for a long time.
Wes, you're talking about 13, 14 years ago. That's not. We're talking about here and now.
Okay.
Because he's not lying right now.
All right.
He was lying to Kayla. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he was lying to Kayla. He was not lying to Casey, even if they were technically the same person.
I guess what I'm trying to say is more so like his argument is that he's an impulsive pedophile. I think he's impulsive and a pedophile.
What do you mean that's what you were trying to say? I was the one who said that.
Yeah, that's what you were trying to say.
You just said, I think what I'm trying to say.
What I'm trying to say is that
my thesis.
No, I think I misspoke. Because I meant to say you said that he's an impulsive pedophile.
Yeah.
I'm saying he's impulsive and a pedophile.
All right, I can agree on that.
Yeah.
I can agree on that.
Well, it's just however long it takes you to masturbate.
Yes, exactly.
No, I'm not thinking about it when I'm doing that. That's why I try not to masturbate when stuff like this is going on, because I'm bothered by it. And I don't want thoughts like that in my head.
Is he just
watching
the news while he jerks off?
Well, he tries not to.
Right, but that would imply that he is watching TV while he's like jerking off. I mean, I guess he doesn't have anything else to
Even I
look
think
at.
even worse if he's not watching TV and he's trying not to think about the 9-year-old girl
That's true.
while he's masturbating, and saying that he tries not to because he doesn't like those things coming into his head.
So that's why he has to put Rocky on.
Yes,
So that he fantasizes about Rocky
about
and
Rocky.
not the 9-year-old girl. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
What about Jurassic Park, though? Does he just think pterodactyls are hot?
No, they're not. It's a very non-sexual movie, don't worry. Very non-sexual.
Oh, okay, okay.
Says sexual fantasies on the paper.
Well, I know it says sexual fantasies, but I weren't portraying it that way. I was having thoughts about things that could happen to her sexually, and he took sexual fantasies.
Why were you thinking about that during masturbation, though?
I weren't thinking about it during masturbation. I don't have the paper in front of me, but I don't know if he said during masturbation, but I weren't thinking about it during masturbation, so I don't know where he got that from.
Well, because the question you found was sexual fantasies. And then you said the girl and the 14 stuff.
Yeah, no, I didn't say the 9-year-old girl. I didn't say.
Oh, okay.
The 10 years, the 10 to 14. I know what that's
to have
about.
a sexual fantasy.
You really don't.
So I don't even understand like why this is part of the conversation.
Well, because Lorne's going to look for every little caveat he can find, to try and technically be correct.
He does do that. He loves to play with semantics, even though he doesn't know what words mean.
That's why he hated arguing with Ramona, because they would just go back and forth. She would never answer a question. He would never answer a question. So in Lorne's mind, if you're not in the act of masturbating yourself, or you don't immediately masturbate yourself after the thought, then it's not a sexual fantasy.
Right, you're just thinking about sex.
You're just revving your engine.
It's a meeting place.
Yeah. Yes. So that's. I think that's where we are with this.
It's because it's something that. Well, it's like I just texted to you. It's something that Julie's working on with me right now, because it's so hard to explain.
It shouldn't be.
Well, see, I'm not sure why he said sexual fantasies in that, because I remember telling them that I had thoughts about girls that I liked when I was growing up, and it's like the Mary Ingalls. Mm-hmm. I had told you already that I had seen her in a.
And why are you still calling her Mary Ingalls? Because that is not her name.
That's the character's name?
That's the character's name.
Oh, come on, Lorne.
I'm pretty sure. I'm going to look it up. I'm pretty sure her name is not Mary Ingalls.
Ask Alexa.
No, well, not.
More recent movie where she was an adult, but she was one of them. But then there was just other girls that I liked that I told them about, but I didn't tell them that I was actually having sexual fantasies about them. I just told them that they were girls that I liked when I was growing up. And I said sometimes I would take my mind back and I would think about them. And
that's
admitting that.
Mary Ingalls was the real life daughter of Charles Ingalls. It was the character from the show.
Okay.
It would be like saying, and you're not gonna. Okay, well, you get the Hannah Montana reference. It'd be like saying, like, oh my God, yeah, Hannah Montana is so hot, and you're like, but that's a character she played when she was a child.
Yeah, that is weird.
Because that's not the actor. I can't remember her name right now, but that's not...
Miley Cyrus.
Actually, I'm gonna. Her name is Destiny. Miley is a nickname because they called her Smiley when she was a girl.
Okay, go ahead and dox her.
No, fuck off.
I don't ever remember. See, that's why it gets so confused to me, and I get it mixed up in my head because there's things that I don't remember and things that I do remember, and Julie's trying to help me get it all straightened out, trying to help me figure all this shit out of what's going on. Well, she said it's kind of like I'm stuck. We're trying to figure out why I'm stuck. Why am I? Because of the trauma some of the trauma that I went through when I was a kid, of the different ways that I was raised, things that happened to me, like I told you about what my brothers did, and my dad not being there, and me looking up to my oldest brother, as the only real father figure I knew until we had Dale, and then there was no real emotional bond there.
Never got to listen to his parents have sex.
Well, hold on now, Lord. He just said right there was no emotional bond with him and Dale.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was no emotional bond with him and Dale, then how could it hurt him so much when Dale left at the tender age of 33?
Well, maybe they had formed that bond afterwards.
Maybe it was purely physical.
Now,
Pure carnal, physical relationship.
no, Lorne is homophobic.
He hates homophobes.
Right.
Oh yeah, exactly. He hates homophobes. Just think
Happy
about
Pride.
Well, there wasn't. So there's just a lot of things about it that it traumatized me. A lot of my life was good, a lot of my childhood, but there was a lot of parts about it that was traumatizing.
Like anyone.
And Julie's helping me to
a lot of people go through trauma and they don't try to
right?
hurt children.
But a lot of people who showed up at the Stinghouse sure as fuck do want to use their childhood trauma for a reason why they're going to show up to traumatize another child.
Yeah, I lost my stepdad when I was 33. Now I'm a pedophile.
Yeah, I mean, same old story. It's a classic story of boy who loses stepfather at 33 that he didn't have an emotional bond with, so he grooms a child for 30 days on the internet.
Yeah, he got bullied by kids for being good at basketball.
Well, that's going to happen to you. But everyone has dealt with shit growing up. Everyone. But it's the pedophiles who are the guys who would say that they had been, they themselves had been victims when they were children. So, like, as if that somehow makes sense that they would now show up to do that to someone else. If anyone, they should be the last people showing up to do that.
Right. Because you know how awful that is. You, like, have direct experience with that.
But they say it like almost like, so I know the damage it does. Yeah, so you're here to cause it to someone else.
Yeah, I'm
Get
here
the fuck out of here.
Or that they witnessed it too. Like
yeah.
Oh, my niece went through this.
My niece went through something like this, so I actually thought, well, why not? Well, where's your niece? She's dead. She died.
Man, fuck that guy. I can never remember.
And it's not just my family.
She died.
It's school too. Because I got basically booted out of the group of friends that I had just because I decided not to play basketball.
Yeah.
So I remained quiet for 5 years.
Okay.
I remained quiet.
Tyrone.
Pretty much to myself. They were still my friends, but they weren't close friends like they were in 6th and 7th grade. And when I came 8th grade, that's when they started booting me out because I decided not to play basketball that year. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of things about my childhood that traumatized me.
Basketball-related trauma is real.
She's helping me figure all
that. I'm glad she's helping you figure that out. But what does that have to do with the sexual attraction to kids?
It was basketball, Casey.
Know.
You don't understand?
Yeah. Come on, Casey.
But see, that's the other thing is I'm not really sexually attracted to them.
Really?
I don't get a hard on when I see a kid.
Oh, okay.
That's not what that means. Okay.
Well, let him cook.
That's what she's trying to help me figure out.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you don't go through Walmart, see a kid, and get a boner, but I mean, clearly there's there's some kind of link there. I mean, clearly you have some sort of.
I mean, it seems to me that the link would be Lorne. Of course, he's not going to go through Walmart and get a hard-on because he wants to build a relationship. And the last time he had actual meaningful relationships with multiple teenage girls would have been when he was in high school.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's why those are the females that he's thinking about, or the bonds he builds with them through watching their lives on TV.
Like Mary Ingalls.
Mary Ingalls.
I couldn't remember her last name.
Mary Ingalls. So I believe she goes blind on this show. Which, might also have, because Sarah Gilbert was younger on this show, but for whatever reason he's on the Mary Ingalls train, and I wonder why that. Maybe she had blonde hair. I think she did have blonde hair, but she does go blind, and maybe he liked the idea of, the helpless. She'd be completely dependent on him.
Right, but it's also one letter off from blonde.
Well, I thought you had blind eyes.
But also, he says, he's not sexually attracted to kids. You called Kayla sexy multiple times. He expressed that, aside from, all of the active grooming, he expressed sexual attraction
God, but
about
you said
her.
yourself that was a long time ago. And he was all fucked up in the head.
If there's one thing about me, it's that I'm inconsistent.
That's true. And he also said, though, that he's no longer attracted to them after prison. He said that in one of these calls. He hasn't been attracted to children since he was in prison, which is a normal thing for a person.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that should. No,
I mean, unless you went to prison at 18 or 17, I don't think you could say that you're not attracted. You say that it's just a normal thing. I'm not even attracted to kids anymore. Ever since prison, when I got out at 40 or however old he was.
What he means to say is that it's not worth the risk anymore.
Yes. He's still attracted. Don't get him wrong.
He's just not going to act on it.
He'll just watch from a distance.
In the back to school section.
Hi there, Mary Ingalls.
I'm leaving.
Sexual attraction deep down that is causing. I mean, you must know it because you failed the question. So there must be something in you. You must know something you're not admitting to yourself, at least.
I'm admitting to you right now that I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just all I can tell you is I don't get a hard on when I look at young girls.
Right. So, okay. I know you don't get a hard on, but you are attracted to them, and that's what you can't figure out.
Also, you struggle to get one in the first place.
That might be part of what she's trying to help me figure out because of my childhood, because of stuff that happened in my childhood. I mean, that must be something that she's seen that I haven't figured out, and she's trying to help me figure it out.
So how is she going to help you figure out that you're attracted to children? What is she going to do?
She's helping me to reparent myself so I can get my mind away from what I was traumatized by and actually live my life.
He doesn't even know what these things mean.
No.
But it's like he is depending on them to somehow unlock whatever it is that is wrong, and then that'll fix him. And then he won't ever have these feelings again. But someone has told him or led him to believe that this is baked in trauma, and that until they get to the bottom of it, he's just a mystery box. He's a J.J. Abrams mystery box, and we don't know. But we do know that it's not Lorne's fault, because these are things that he was inclined to do because of the traumatic childhood of quitting Pee Wee basketball in the 6th grade. That'll fuck you up.
It will. And I don't think that he realizes that what he's saying is that he's a danger until these things are resolved, and therefore should continue to be on probation, because his ultimate goal is to get off of probation. But if you are gonna be a pedophile until you fixed your trauma, that takes years to go through trauma. So you're gonna be a pedophile for a while.
Did you miss the part where it's not even his fault, though, because the basketball thing? Or you just
No, I did hear that, but I mean, sometimes things happen that aren't your fault, but you still have to take responsibility for it.
Okay, so you heard it, but you're not listening. Keep listening. I think he's going to explain.
I don't have my hearing ears on.
That's what it is. Give on cat ears.
Oh my god, are you watching me on Google Earth?
Now, like I am, because it's like if nothing's ever mentioned to this stuff about me or to me, I can continue going on and being
a pedophile,
being me, without thinking about the past. But the stuff is constantly mentioned to me all the time, so it's like my mind is always going back there. And then it's also my what's the word I'm looking for?
Predilection.
Felony predilection.
When a person thinks better of themselves. What's the word I'm looking for?
When a person thinks better of themselves?
Yeah, thinks and feels better of themselves. When they
like your self-esteem?
Yes. There we go. Self-esteem. My self-esteem is down because.
How great that Lorne didn't know the word for self-esteem.
That tracks, honestly. That's a word that he would not know.
What do you call that? It's like a juice. The thing that people have, it makes them feel good about themselves because they're not me, self-esteem. That's it. I love that.
Took him a minute too. He had to get Casey to tell him.
I do think about the past, and I do think about my childhood a lot.
Stop thinking about your childhood.
And that affects me, even though I don't show it to other people. It's still in my head, and it affects me.
Yeah. And you think that has some sort of link to why you are actually attracted to young girls?
Yeah, I know you want to keep saying sexually attracted to them.
Well, that's what it is, Lorne. I mean, I'm just saying what it is.
But see, it's like you. You don't look like a teenager anymore, and I am so attracted to you.
Well, yeah, I don't think you're exclusively attracted to kids. It's just part of what you're attracted to.
You can find.
You can be attracted to both.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's not many women in the world that I've been attracted to as much as I've attracted to you.
All right. Not bad.
Does that not confirm what she said? I haven't been attracted to many women.
See, I think you're looking at this from a bird's eye view. I'm down in the weeds. Here's what Lorne's doing. Girl, why are we talking about me like in children when we could talk about how much I love you?
I think that might be a little bit inappropriate for this conversation. I think maybe now's not the time to try to put the moves on her.
Is it not the time though?
I don't think so.
Again, when you consider the fact that Kayla did represent the child he thought he was showing up to meet when he got arrested. All of it very strange, but you're having this conversation after she read this horrible thing, these awful things that you've admitted to, the lying about Poller and everything else, and then here we are, and you go, but you know what, girl? Ain't no one hotter than you. Show me a child hotter than you.
Actually, don't, because you might find one.
You might find one. Shit. Don't turn on the news. You know what I'm saying, girl? But I'm saying as far as people in front of me right now, ain't no one better than you.
As far as adult women go?
Yeah. You're pretty damn good. Look a little older on the eyes, though.
Yeah. Well, because, isn't Casey like 5 foot or something, very petite? Yeah, you probably would go for somebody who's the same size as those Kayla.
Of course. Yeah, he would want a small bean. That's all he's about. He would want someone who looked like a child.
That's why she's the hottest woman he's ever seen.
That's why. Yeah.
Now you go twisting on my words. That's what he would say.
Okay, but I mean, that's
very
nice and all.
Serious when I say that.
Great. Well, thank you. But that's
really like
great. But that doesn't. I mean, you can think I'm the prettiest woman in the world, but that doesn't change that you still have that attraction to the children.
Doesn't it though?
But I don't know why. Because
I know you don't know why. It's not something you just will know. You just are.
But see, it's like Lisa Hartman. I've known of Lisa Hartman since I was a teenager. My God, I was so attracted to her. And to this day, I'm just so attracted to her. And Olivia Newton-John. To this day, I'm still attracted to Olivia Newton-John, and she's 70-something.
You got a point. You've got a point.
Yeah, like I said, you are exclusively attracted.
But Lauren, let me ask you a question real quick. When you lay down in your crumpled bed full of styrofoam peanuts and you are starting to masturbate yourself, or at least thinking about it, because we know that's probably not going to happen.
Right.
Which Olivia Newton-John are you thinking about?
There's more than one. I thought there was only one Olivia Newton-John.
Okay, but which role? Is she 77-year-old Olivia Newton-John in his mind? Or is she Sandra Dee? Is she saying, tell me about it, stud, and Lawrence John Travolta leading the T-Birds, or whatever, is that the way they were called, the T-Birds?
You say all these names like I know who they are.
Have you never seen Grease?
Oh, Grease, okay. I only know of it. I don't know anything about it. I know it's a musical. And
But I bring up Timothy Chandelier, and you know all about him and his exploits.
I know I know he dated, what's her name?
Rebecca Stamos.
Oh my God, how do you know?
So you keep up with him too.
Attracted to people of, a wide range from 9 to 80, whatever.
No, I'm not attracted to 9.
Well, 10. I don't know how old that girl was on the TV, but you know what I mean.
He likes.
But I'm not attracted to her. I was offended by that.
Offended that I was attracted.
Okay, well, still, you from 10 to 90 is your range, and
it's a bit too wide of a range, Lorne.
90. Yeah.
No, I don't know, because I don't want 10 to even 25 anymore.
Right, I know you don't want one, but that doesn't change that you're attracted to them.
He just likes their
You
faces.
can't help that you look at them and say, wow, you're beautiful or you're sexy. That doesn't mean you want to date one.
Well, that's what it feels like people are saying. That's what it feels like. That bothers me.
Children, they're not saying you want to date one. Well, they are saying that, but that's not all they're saying.
But that's what bothers me, though.
What?
They're telling the truth on you?
Because when people say stuff, it bothers me when people say stuff.
What part bothers you?
That saying that I'm attracted to them. It makes me feel like they think that I want to date them.
That you're attracted to them?
Why ever would they think that, though?
I don't think anybody thinks you want to date a child. I think they think that you want to hurt a child.
I think he would love to keep a child captive in a container and quote unquote date her for life.
Okay,
that's
but
what he
that's
wanted.
not what dating means.
But I'm saying, but with Kayla, he wanted to date her. He wanted to keep her for years and date her on the side and then marry her the day she turned 18. No,
yeah, but that's
not dating, not traditional dating, but he does want to groom and keep a child and raise her until she is the legal age to marry.
He's so marriage focused with all of the catfish. I would not be shocked at all if he took this so super literally and was like, I don't want to date a kid. And in the back of his head, he's thinking, I just want to marry them.
I want to marry him.
Yeah.
Make an honest woman of her. Honest
Yeah.
child.
I wouldn't do anything until after marriage. I'm not
After marriage.
not a monster.
Her 8th grade graduation, she's got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm not trying to get in the way of that.
All right.
No, they don't all think that you want to date them. Some of them think you want to just have sex with them or, you know, masturbate to them or look at them.
Well,
Not all.
I don't want to do that either.
Are you
Well,
sure?
don't.
But you're attracted to them.
Apparently, there's some part of me that's attracted to them. I don't know what it is. And he's trying to help me figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be attracted to anybody that's underage.
I don't think anybody
No,
wants
I
to.
know.
Yeah.
I don't care to be attracted to anybody that, like I said, that's under 25 even.
Right, well,
Then how come the one person you try to hire at the Walmart was a 17-year-old girl?
That's a great question, and he would tell you that he didn't know that she was 17.
But you would just know that she looked under 25 and you would want nothing to do with her.
Yeah, you can tell when somebody is like mid-20s versus
You could
like
definitely tell if they're
a baby face.
17.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even if she might be mid-20s, and just assume, Lorne, as a pedophile, that she is underage. Just err on the side of caution and say, you know what? I bet she's underage.
If you have to ask if somebody could possibly be underage, maybe don't approach them.
Maybe don't ask her to come and work for you in your trailer on a business that doesn't exist and doesn't make any income. You have $3 in the bank, but you're going to help someone make extra money.
Well, it was a business venture. Let's not. Now, he did ask her for the wrong reasons, but let's not sit here and act like Lorne didn't have a business plan.
Ground floor of Apple. What would have happened if she would have said yes? Yes, I would like to work. I need to start immediately, and I need to make an extra $300 a week.
Well, first of all, he would have clicked his heels together in pure joy.
And like the jump up in the air and click his heels together like an old gold prospector?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he would be like, well, how soon can you start? And she'd be like, I don't know.
And she said, I just said tomorrow. I need to start tomorrow. I need to make money.
Okay, here's my address.
And she's like, okay. And then what?
Well, does she come the next day?
She needs money. She's going to show up. Yeah.
Well,
she thinks
I thought maybe the route that you were going to take is that she is getting this information to report him.
No, she has no idea. I'm saying, what if she really, because she was saying she needed money. She was like talking about how her and her boyfriend need money. Like they needed help. And Lorne is offering this girl an opportunity to make extra money without having any money on his own. What if she said yes? What would his move have been from there?
I don't know that he would have thought that he'd get that far, but I do think something bad would have happened if she showed up.
Well, I just think he would have been embarrassed because like he can't afford to pay someone. It would have been a mess. Would have made him look like more of an asshole than he already is. And then it would have been, hey, that pedophile guy is trying to offer non-existent jobs to minor females at Walmart. Let's go to his house with pitchforks and burning sticks.
Okay, that took a different turn
Hold
than
on.
what I was expecting.
And there's a black guy there with him.
Whoa.
Yes. You had me at black guy. Now we're ready.
I thought you were getting to the point that like he would attack her if she went to his house.
No, I'm not even saying that would have happened. I'm not saying that because I don't know if Lorne would really take it there, but he was laying out a trap, and then if she would have taken the bait, what would he have done? Because would he have taken out a loan so that he can pay this girl for a week of like, what would he try and give her money to impress her? What would he do? I almost wish she would have showed a little bit of interest that Lorne could have floundered, because there's no way he could possibly pay her or give her anything because there was no business, no legitimate business.
Well, I mean, I think we should have gotten like a catfish to do that.
Okay. Well, thank you for your input, Nuggets. It's always great to have you.
I think I've been giving good input this episode.
I like how squeaky you got.
I'm very defensive right now. I've been doing a good job.
But I don't want anything.
Well, right. I'm sure other like pedophiles, they don't want to be attracted to kids. It's something you can't help.
But I'm not sexually attracted to them, though.
Oh my god.
Just face attracted.
You find them sexually attractive.
Sexually.
Yeah.
I'm glad everybody tells me the way I feel.
Well, because I'm not telling you, I'm helping you understand, because that's what attracted means. I'm not telling you, I'm helping you interpret the answers. When you fail a polygraph question about being attracted to them, and then you come out and say, oh, I don't know why I failed it, but I am attracted to them, I'm helping you come to terms with it. And it's good that you come to terms with it, because that's how you're going to be able to learn and grow. If you keep denying it, you're not going to get any better.
I've always been attracted to facial features more than anything.
What does that have to do with anything?
You like little girl faces.
Okay, but did you hear what I said? I mean...
I heard what you said.
And that's good. That's a step in the right direction for you. To acknowledge that you have the attraction to the children, and then you meet with those people like your therapist and probation, who are there to help you. They're not there to fuck around with you or anything. They're there to make sure that you understand these feelings and don't act on them.
But how do I say that I'm sexually attracted to them when I'm not sexually attracted to them?
Well, you just... Okay. Go ahead.
It's like talking to a brick wall.
Oh, no.
I've always been attracted to the face.
Oh, okay.
To the face and to the hair. I've always loved the face and the hair.
Then how did you not know that Kayla was three different girls?
There was just 3 different kinds of hair to love.
And faces.
You tell me what the problem with that is. If he loves faces and he loves hair, there were 3 face and 3 hair for this man to love. And then when he showed up, there was a 4th face.
And 4th hair. That was brown.
4th face, 4th. Now, he did not love the hair. I did not tell you to dye. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You didn't even ask me.
We're going to Sally's right now to get you some bleach.
Let's go. How am I'm supposed to be your man? You ain't even going to tell me when you dye your hair ugly? No. No.
Dye your hair ugly. You can only do that if you're going to dye it good.
Yeah, dye it good. Don't dye it ugly. Let's go right now.
Get in the truck.
Yeah, and you have to bleach, wouldn't he?
Yeah, you would.
Bleach it all out before I take you to my apartment.
We don't even have the gas money to get back now, because I have to go take your ass to get some bleach.
Of females.
Okay, well, when you say attractive, what are you saying when you say you're attracted?
It's pretty.
What?
Right, so you're attracted to what?
Little girl faces.
The face, mostly.
Oh.
And that's what it is. The face. Well, because it's like Carrie. And she wasn't a small girl.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Okay,
She had some weight on her. Huh?
I like fat kids,
We're talking
too.
sexually.
Well, I know. I was attracted
Carrie looked like a
to
fat
Carrie
kid.
sexually. She wasn't a small girl.
She was
But
covered
she had
in Cheeto
such
dust.
a pretty face.
Like a child?
Okay, that's
And
good.
her personality was really nice.
Wow, that's awesome. But that's not what we're talking about. You can have as many crushes on adult women you want. That's real nice.
Mm-hmm.
What we're talking about is the ones that aren't of age. The ones that are like, under 18.
Lorne.
I'm cool with you finding adult women attractive. I don't care.
That's comforting.
But I'm saying it's good that you're admitting that you have the sexual attraction to the younger girls, because that's what probation wants to hear from you in order to help you.
I don't want to be attracted to them.
That's not what we're
Are you
talking
gonna
about.
cry?
It bothers me.
I'm
I
going to
think
cry.
it shouldn't bother me. It bothers me.
Do you think it shouldn't bother me? there are very few people on this planet, Lorne, that'll tell you that it shouldn't bother you that you're attracted to children.
And they're all pedophiles too.
Yeah. So this little defense, oh, you don't think it should bother me? It bothers me.
It bothers me so fucking much.
Me.
I don't
Right.
want to like little girls.
No, they're probably happy that it bothers you. If it didn't bother you, that would be very disturbing.
It affects my life, though.
Does it?
Right, but you keep admitting it, and then you backpedal instantly. Like, I know it's hard for you to admit it.
That's why I backpedal, because I don't like admitting it.
Oh.
I know,
Yeah,
Lorne,
we
but
know.
Yeah.
think of it this way. You're not saying anything that people don't already know, or like probation knows. There's a reason you're on probation. I know that you are. What's important is that you realize you are. And then you meet with a professional to help you manage those feelings.
I realize that I am, but I don't like admitting that I am.
I know.
Okay.
That's not easy thing for me to admit. I don't.
No, it's not easy
I
for
hate-
anyone to admit.
Can you admit that you've been lying this whole conversation?
I mean,
then?
I hate it though. I
He hates
I
it.
despise it. I don't like it at all.
Good.
Good. Nobody
James.
likes it. You aren't supposed to like it. If you liked it, that would make you even more dangerous. And, admitting it to yourself or not doesn't change the fact that you even said yourself that you avoid masturbating because you're scared you might think of a kid. So we all know what that means. You know what that means. I know what it means. And if you told probation that, or you told a polygrapher that, they all know what it means.
What, that I'm attracted to kids.
Yeah.
Good job.
You know how
Lorne.
much I hate the sound of that.
You should.
I know you hate the sound of it. I already told you it's good that you hate the sound of it. You shouldn't like it. But that's what it's called. Whether you want to say it out loud or not, you know it in your head. I know it.
I've had to stop masturbating before
Really?
Because of the thought.
Wow.
because I knew that a thought had popped into my head, and I'd stop right there.
Yeah.
Like, what the, and it pissed me off.
Weird how his initial reaction to everything that happens is like to get angry about it.
Well, but why does it take almost 40 minutes into this for him to say, I've had times where I am masturbating, I have to stop because kids come into my head.
Yeah.
After all that
he's been
denial.
lying and denying everything. Yeah.
After all that, I don't even think about kids. I just like little girl faces, like a normal, grown, 50-year-old man. Like looking at little girl faces. And then he's like, well, yes, well, BT'd up real quick. Sometimes I have to stop myself from masturbating because I think of kids. All right, I'll see you next time, Doc. Like,
Right.
You can't just drop that in there like that. That's a huge fucking deal.
Which I don't know how much I believe him when he says that.
Which part?
That he
That
stopped.
he stops?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't believe that either.
I think that's a crock of shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't masturbate unless I have a clear mind.
Yeah.
Well, so what kind of thought? When you say a thought, like what?
Genies.
Just thought of anyone that's underage.
Name.
Just a thought of a girl.
But like just standing in front of you, or what? Like,
Yeah, just there. Just putting an image of her face in my head.
Her face.
If it passes through, I can't do
Wait.
anything.
Hold on, Lorne. Because you just used specifically the word face. And then you said that.
Yeah.
the thing that you're attracted to with little girls is their faces. And that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just connecting some dots here. But it sounds like you're thinking of little girl faces when you do this. And that sometimes when you're done, maybe you get upset with yourself for that because you know it's not right.
That's what it sounds like to me.
But in the moment, you don't give a shit. But then when you're going to sit down with the polygrapher, you need an excuse for why you're about to fail that. So that's what you tell them.
Mm-hmm.
And something about how it makes that little girl a victim. But you're doing it in your own head.
I don't know if I say this often, but I don't like Lorne. I think he's a piece of shit.
That's a hot take. We'll have to see
I know.
if the chat
Flaming.
agrees.
I just
Well,
stopped.
who are these girls?
Huh?
Look like, are these just girls you see at places?
Mary Ingles.
No, it's just, it doesn't matter who it is. It's just if any image of a girl pops into my head, I just stop.
Did you ever get an image of a boy in your head?
Oh, God.
God, no.
See? Look at that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'd rather admit to being a pedophile than gay.
No.
Because you're not attracted to boys.
Not right.
Just little girl faces.
You don't find boys sexually attractive.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then what does that mean while you're having sexy time? What does that mean when the image of a young girl pops into your head?
I know you want me to say it. I don't want
I
to
think
say it.
you want to say it too.
Come on. You can
No, I don't want to say that.
Well, I think you want to say it. It'll make you feel better.
sing it if you can't say it.
Bust down song, please.
Yeah.
It means that I'm sexually attracted to girls.
Yep.
God, it took all that time just to get him to say the truth.
I need a quick palate cleanser.
Slow down, grab your wiggle like you're trying to make your ass fall. And they go.
Is that who I thought it was?
That, of course, is Muse out of her wheelchair and doing the Renegade. Is what
Renegade.
that
Renegade,
was.
yeah.
Renegade. Yeah, that's Muse out of the wheelchair and poorly punching a punching bag.
I mean, I think she's doing all right.
Because you have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, you don't have to call me out.
Well,
I'm trying to be supportive.
I'll leave the cabbage growing related questions to you, and you leave everything else to me.
Well, I do know how to grow pretty mean cabbage.
Yeah, you don't know how to grow one that a rabbit won't eat the shit out of. All right, now we are moving on.
That means it's enticing, so fuck you.
The rabbit liked the cabbage face. She couldn't help it.
Shut up.
Hello.
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 Like, who looks at that and thinks anything other than, like, it's a little
Hello.
girl with a flag?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, I'm an island boy. I'm an island boy. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Wonder if something to do with that phone. Maybe that other phone's not working right.
Yeah, I don't think it is, dumbass bitch.
What?
Straight out the gate.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, what's up?
I just
You
didn't
called me a
understand
dumbass.
what you said.
Oh.
When I talk to Ashley tomorrow, I'm going to mention it to her that I want some specific questions put on the polygraph on August 4th.
Like what?
Can you do that?
Are you a Teespring
I don't
model?
know. But that's one way that I can get it in writing. But I got to talk. That's why I want. That's why when I tell you that this. Hello. didn't understand what you said.
Oh.
When I talk to Ashley tomorrow, I'm going to mention it to her that I want some specific questions put on the polygraph on August 4th.
Can you do that?
I don't know. But that's one way that I can get it in writing. But I got to talk. That's why I want. That's why when I tell you that there's things that I won't say over text, there's a reason why I say that, because I need to talk to only Ashley so that nobody else from probation reads my text.
What?
Because anybody from probation can read my text.
Won't they know when you say it to her?
They won't know right off the bat.
Oh, okay. So is he like, I think there might be a mole, or there's someone out to get me within probation. So
okay.
I only, like I got to go straight to Commissioner Gordon, because there's corruption at every level of the Gotham City PD.
What?
Right?
Okay. I don't think Lorne lives in Gotham, but okay.
Basically.
Can
I
you
think
turn
you're
your
lying.
TV off? Because it sounds like there's someone at your trailer.
There is. There's Roscoe, Sadie, me, Minnie.
Okay, yeah. Yep. Isn't she not your probation officer anymore, though?
She still is right now, but they're in transition between her and Mitchell, but Ashley's the one that I can still call right now. She's still my probation officer right now.
All right. How many more ways can you say that?
About 15.
And won't the guy administering the test know the questions already too?
No.
No, I don't know.
No,
But
as a pedophile, you get to make your own
if
question.
probation tells them that they want those specific questions on the test, then he'll have to put them on the test, because it's something that probation be requesting.
Yeah, but you can't have surprise questions on a polygraph.
Can't have the what?
You can't have surprise questions on a polygraph. It's not like a pop quiz for the guy.
Yeah, no, it's not a pop quiz for the guy. If probation tells them that they want these specific questions on the polygraph.
Were you an intern for MTV?
Oh my God,
Yes
how do
no?
you know?
Yes or no? Do you remember that one? Did you work for Janelle Evans? No, I never said that.
I'm a fucking liar.
Because it'd be
well, so what questions?
It would be requested by probation. The one about the 9-year-old girl, and the other one there.
Lorne?
Hang on, I'm getting it.
Hold on, he's got to figure it.
Is he thumbing through cassette tapes? I don't understand what he's doing.
What's that?
The one about searching for media involving minor sexual stimulation.
Well, that's the question you failed, and the answer was the media you were looking at was the 9-year-old girl on the television. That's the media.
That's that question. Why did you get it listed twice?
Where is it listed twice?
Because it says right here, searching for media involving minors for sexual stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's all one question.
He acknowledged having sexual fantasies about a 9-year-old girl who was on TV and sings the national anthem wearing a short dress.
Yeah, that was your answer when you failed, because you failed the question. Have you seen me?
Imagine being the parent of this child, and you're just proud of you're proud of your kid. She's in the beginning of like the Wake Up Skowhagen or whatever. It's just this little innocent thing, and you are so proud of your little girl. And this is a good. And then finding out that this fucking pedophile is trying to use this as an excuse for why he can't stop touching himself and thinking about kids and blaming the kid.
Yeah, it's her fault because she was wearing something short
And,
and tempting him.
someone said like in the actual video where she's like those are leggings.
Oh, they are?
They're leggings.
So they kept her covered and he's sitting there still thinking stuff.
Yeah, she's not. This isn't the 60s and she's wearing a micro mini dress. Like those are leggings.
That's so sad. They already took to keeping her dressed modestly, and that just goes to show that like people like Lorne, they'll find anything.
Yeah.
Media about, underage girls or something. What was the question again?
It was Mr. Armstrong failed the polygraph test about accessing the internet to searching for media involving minors for sexual stimulation.
Yeah, that's searching for media. You found a video of a 9-year-old girl on the television. That was your explanation.
No, it says Mr. Armstrong failed the polygraph test about accessing the internet, searching for media involving minors for sexual stimulation.
So what is that about?
Right.
Then there was another another thing he said.
You understand how that's two separate things, right? Accessing the internet, media, and the other thing. It's all in one question.
But regardless of the whole thing, I never went to search for media involving minors for any sex.
When do they do the national anthem on the this morning Waterville news?
Didn't he say it was like really early, like almost 5 in the morning?
My point is, it's not a flash mob, and you're just watching the news, and all of a sudden it cuts in, and the national anthem starts playing. There is a time, and if you need to avoid this video because it is so upsetting to you, then you just wouldn't watch it during those times. You either wouldn't watch the beginning, or you wouldn't watch the end wherever they play it. And then guess what? Just like what Judge Woodcock said, if you don't go searching for it, you don't even know it's there.
Exactly. But he's like searching it out. He's looking for it.
He needs to make sure it's still there to know that she is. But the thing is, he can't even see her face.
Right.
So maybe that's why he's mad. It's like, Jordan, show me. Can I see her feet? Just random people on Instagram in GD costumes. He's like, very nice. Show me your feet, you slut. And so,
why is it always feet?
I don't know. But it wasn't enough that he got to see this girl in a costume. He needs more. And why wouldn't you? He's a talking egg. How do you turn a talking egg down?
I mean, you know what? That is because that's pretty magical. That's something you don't see every day. How could you
all
say
this
no to
talking
that?
we're doing? You could be sending pictures of feet to Jordan right now. What are you doing?
You say that? How do you know I'm not?
Well, that's true.
You can't see me.
I shouldn't assume. He does like girl faces.
Sexual stimulation.
Okay, you're taking it like very, very literally, like you are searching like a scavenger hunt. But they said they're asking if you saw any sort of media, whether that be you Googled it, you saw it on the TV, or anything else, and you were aroused by it.
Oh, that didn't happen either.
Well, then why did you say it then?
Why did I say it then? I'm not understanding something, apparently.
What?
Lord, not understanding something.
Oh, that's clear.
Because when they say media, I automatically think, the internet, news.
Yeah, news.
Social media.
Well, the news. You just said the news. Wasn't that video on the news?
No, that video was right before the news. It comes on right before the news.
Okay, that's the news.
Oh,
Lorne.
Jesus Christ. You know what I mean, Lorne. It's on the TV.
It's on the TV, yes.
Media. That's what the media is. Television.
Good Lord.
Any form of media.
But I don't go searching for it. I never have.
Okay, you're not searching for it, but you saw it on TV and was aroused by it.
But I was never aroused by it.
Oh my god.
You had to have been. How else would you have failed the question? Deep down, you must know the answer to these things because you failed it. Because you failed the question and then you...
That's what I'm not understanding is how can I fail that question if I was never aroused by it?
Oh.
I was pissed off by it.
Lorne, you
had to have been aroused by it.
No, he was
Somewhere
pissed
in
off.
your
He's gonna
deep
explain.
down subconscious, you were aroused by it. You got a boner. You said you fantasized about it.
No, I didn't get a boner. I know what aroused means. No, I was not aroused.
What were you?
Then why do they say that you said you were?
I don't know. But you look at everything that he said on all the other ones. He said the same thing that I was sexually stimulated, basically by everything I did. Anything I mentioned, sexually aroused, sexually stimulated.
Well, were you?
Was your penis hard the whole
Well,
time
what
you were
else
talking
did
to
they
this
say
guy?
you mentioned?
On everything that he put on there. He says
The
I'm
only thing
sexually
you mentioned
stimulated
was
by everything.
like what though? Because I only see where you mentioned the high school girls and the 9-year-old. What else did he say made you aroused?
I'm going back to the page again here.
Okay, well you should find it and know what you're talking about before you say something. And the girl from Little House on the Prairie. He said that as well.
Okay, and I never said that I was roused by that.
What does it say on there about the Little House on the Prairie girl?
He acknowledged watching Little House on the Prairie and masturbating to Mary. He did not indicate what age she was at the time.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't the age that she was on Little House on the Prairie. I had seen her in an adult show.
What show?
I don't remember the name of it. It was years ago that I saw her. Just I remember that I had a crush on her when I was younger.
Well, what was happening in the show?
I don't know. All I remember was
masturbation.
She didn't look hardly anything like what she did in Little House on the Prairie anymore, and she had short hair.
Did that upset you?
And I remember she was a reporter or something.
I think Ill or Slash, one of them looked up this movie, and it does not exist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it does not exist.
I don't know why I expected it to actually exist when Lorne's
Did
such
you really
a liar.
expect it? This is why you're still waiting for Tyrone to, and you keep that light on every night, waiting for Tyrone to come home. It's not going to happen.
No, one of these days he really is going to come home.
Listen, he left and it's your fault. I need you to know that, okay?
He said we were going to go play baseball.
Yeah. Well, keep oiling that glove.
I have my bat right next to my bed just in case he wants to come and play.
In the catcher's mitt.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
Seems like she was a reporter or something like that. But I remember her standing there talking to somebody else, and when they showed the list of the actresses, that's when I noticed their name, and the actors, and I noticed their name, and that's when I paid attention to her.
But you don't know her name now.
And it was a show or a movie?
It was both.
It was one of them
movie shows.
Lifetime movies. I guess it was a Lifetime movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or similar to a Lifetime movie.
So then why didn't you say that you jerked off to a girl on the TV? Why did you mention Little House on the Prairie?
Because I remembered that I used to have a crush on her when I was a kid. When I used to watch Little House on the Prairie.
Well, then how come you just didn't say I masturbated to an actress I saw on TV?
I don't know, because I was just spurting out stuff that was in my head that I remembered.
Nope.
No, I don't like that. No.
Poor choice of words, pedophile.
Spurting. He was spurting.
He was just spurting out stuff that was in his head while thinking about a child from TV.
You don't ever just spurt stuff out.
Just spurting stuff out. And I'm just going to say, looking at the cast of Little House on the Prairie, there was a girl named Nellie Olson who's like a little blonde girl with curls, and I'm just surprised he didn't. But Nellie was like a badass, right? She didn't take no shit, and she was like a little schemer. But little Melissa Sue Anderson, Mary Ingalls, she was like sweet and innocent. So that's what Lorne was thinking about. Thinking
Yeah,
about
that's what he
corrupting.
wanted.
Yeah.
Spurtin.
Spurtin.
Didn't have any reason behind it. I just remembered I had a crush on her.
Spurtin.
There's a reason you mentioned these things to them, Lorne. You didn't just blurt things out. That makes no sense. Like, why did the 9-year-old girl even be brought up in the first place? What was the question he asked you after you took the polygraph that made you mention the 9-year-old girl on TV?
Oh,
I
God.
don't. Oh, let me see. Let me think.
Because I'm assuming they wanted some sort of explanation as to why you failed that question.
No, we were talking about stuff, and he asked me if there was anything that I wanted to talk about and that bothered me, and I said, yeah. I said there's a thing on TV before the news at 5 o'clock every morning that bothers me. That, and actually, I think I mentioned it to Sean in class too.
So they asked you just an open-ended, is there anything bothering you? And instead of answering, yeah, my brother's drinking or something like that, you went to a very specific.
I list off things that bother me.
And one of them things was that I insist on getting up at 5 a.m. so I make sure I don't miss the beginning of the news with this little girl that upsets me so much.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure the next question will be, so then Lorne, why not just turn on the TV at 5:03 a.m.?
Well, because then he wouldn't get to see the little girl.
It's not me that I'm worried about, you guys. It's the pedophiles who are maybe
it's the
watching.
other pedophiles.
And, it's those guys.
About everything. He basically asked me if anything's bothering me before I take the test, and then after I take the test. But I told him that commercial bothered me, and I told him why.
He asked you the question before or after you failed the polygraph?
He asked me before if there's anything that I want to talk about, or anything bothering me, or
this. Have you watch interrogation videos ever?
Occasionally.
So a lot of times they'll say, you'll say, I don't know where the body is. I don't know where she is. I haven't seen her. Look, okay, you want to sit down for a lie detector. Before we do this, is there anything that, for any question you could think of, that any reason why you think you might fail, or any question that I asked that you might fail? It's a fucking another tactic.
Yeah, it's just to get you to admit to something.
It's to get you to bring up, whatever that you're worried about. So him bringing up this news thing, like a guy will be like, "Oh, I accidentally saw my brother was looking at his email. I accidentally saw a boob," or some shit like that. But Lauren's like, "Yeah, the 5 a.m. news. There's a little girl, and it bothers the shit out of me. So that might make me fail this lie detector test."
Yeah, so he admitted to something like that would give him that stimulation that would make him fail, but he doesn't realize that.
Yeah, so that's why.
I think Lorne might be
anything
stupid.
that would be relevant to.
I found a movie with Melissa Sue Anderson, Laura Ingalls, from 1998 called Earthquake in New York, where she plays a doctor, but she does not have short hair and she has long blonde hair. So
sounds like Lorne would be interested in that.
Well, she's also an adult. She's an adult woman.
Oh, well, never mind. I just heard blonde and I was like, yeah, he'd probably be into that.
No, she has an adult face. You're way off.
Yeah, no. Stinky.
The test that I think would bother me.
It's pretty yummy.
Or that that is bothering me, or would be.
Oh my God!
Spit it out.
How would that affect the test, though? Because the question was, have you seen any sexual media or something like that?
Somehow it's relevant to it.
Somehow.
Because they want to know what's in your head.
Well, how is a 9-year-old girl relevant to a failed test about jerking off to minors?
Well, spurt it out.
Because it bothered me seeing that on there. Minnie, what the fuck are you doing?
She's being a cat. Get back to what you're doing.
It bothered me seeing that on there with her wearing the short dress. Because all the predators that are in the world, she's a victim and a target. So that bothered me.
Yes.
It makes no sense to mention it. I saw the video.
I can't.
And especially, Lord, because you are a predator. Why would you mention that?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's something that bothers me. I was being honest about shit.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't tell you to a T exactly what what was said because, it was how long ago? Well over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this thing says it was in March of this year.
You're talking about the date of the psych evaluation. Okay, well, the date of that polygraph was back then. The
date of the polygraph's irrelevant because you failed it and then admitted to looking at the 9-year-old. I don't care if it was 15 years ago, 50 years ago, or yesterday.
Well, we're gonna the questions are gonna come up on there. I'm gonna find a way to see if I can find a way to get Ashley to have him ask that specific question. If I ever stated that I get aroused by a 9-year-old on TV.
Well, why would they make? Why would they make?
This is important, Casey, because the fact that him putting stuff on there that I never said,
mm-hmm.
and then me going down and doing a psych evaluation, it makes it false. She goes by what he puts on there.
What?
I'm asking you.
I don't think that's true, Lorne. I don't think that's right.
She goes by what Sean puts on there too.
Yeah.
Hey, great.
Why would she go by anything I put on there?
The liar?
Why would they make any of it up? What do they have to gain? Other than losing their job, what would be the purpose of lying about all of this? All of them. All those people you mentioned, every one of them lied?
That's what I would like to know. What do they have to gain?
So Nugs, we have one more. It's 12 minutes. Are you good to do one more?
Yeah, we can do one more.
All right. Yeah. And then just before we do.
You say that Westmost is having my baby, but your conspiracy theories are a little bit crazy. So knock it off and enjoy the show. We'll have some guests on, maybe you will know. That was an improvised rap.
I will never get over. That was an improvised rap. Thank you for letting us know, Jesse. I wouldn't have known otherwise.
How is Westmost having your baby? That doesn't even make sense.
You're not?
I'm not. Do you remember when she was telling people, though, that she was pregnant and trying to start that rumor?
I do, and then it became Slothcat's baby.
Then it became Slothcat's baby, luckily. All right, here we go. Episode 61.
They say Westmost is having my baby.
Is having my baby. But your conspiracy theories always driving me crazy.
They make any of it up. What do they have to gain? Other than losing their job, what would be the purpose of lying about all of this? All of them.
Racism.
All those people you mentioned, every one of them lied?
That's what I would like to know. What do they have to gain? What did they have to gain from putting that on there?
Political influence.
Not a damn
Clout
thing.
in a very niche community.
Well, and they acknowledge that you're a known liar.
They're doing it for the
So
clout.
they have to go by what you
By
say
what
and what
Sean
they say.
Mm-hmm.
By what Sean says?
Yeah.
Well, if you just told the truth, they wouldn't need to take anyone else's opinion.
I've told the truth the whole time.
I don't think
They
you
say
have.
on there that you're a known liar.
I don't
You know,
mind
of course they say that.
Because it's true.
Yeah. They like to tell the truth over there.
Lame. What a bunch of losers.
I'm
also
a
hate
known
little
liar.
girl
They know me
faces.
better than I know me.
You've admitted that you lied to them.
Yes, I have some.
In the
Because I didn't
You
trust
said
them.
you lied because you didn't trust them.
Yep. I've never lied to Ashley. I've never lied to Julie.
What better way to build trust with probation than by lying to
Yeah. Isn't that not how you build trust?
You didn't trust them, so you lied to them, but you want to get off probation one day.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
What makes you not follow?
I just had to say it out loud.
You'll never find me lying to you again.
And, I mean, a licensed psychologist came to that conclusion after they spoke with you.
Yeah, after she spoke with me. So it doesn't matter what test she gives me, she's still going to go by what the polygrapher says and what Sean says.
Mm-hmm.
And what you said.
Well, yeah. But
No, she didn't go by anything I said.
no.
She takes all of it into consideration when doing a psychological evaluation of you.
Yeah. And they know me better than I know me. That's what they're telling me.
Do you
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Well, you're the one who said this was some smoking gun to get you off probation.
Yeah, well, I thought it was until you made me realize that.
So I read it.
That,
So you read it?
Yeah, that it was me, my self-description.
The self-description was impressive.
Until I realized that. It really sucks having somebody else tell you that they know you better than you know yourself.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a psychologist does, Lorne. You say all the time that you're confused while you do things. You don't know why you've done certain things. It's that person's job to figure.
Meanwhile, this is the same conversation where he's talking about how he's waiting for them to figure out why it is that he tried to have sex with children.
Yeah, he wants them to figure out what his trauma is.
Yeah, they're getting to the bottom of that. They're working on that, but like he also absolutely hates when people try and dig into find the root of his issue.
Oh,
I think he might be a little bit of a hypocrite and a little bit dumb.
Yeah.
it out for you because you don't know yourself.
No, it's the counselor's job to help me figure it out. Not the psychologist's job.
Okay.
No.
Or someone who's a trained professional psychologist.
When I'm being told it's not the polygrapher's job either.
You keep mentioning the polygrapher. I'm talking about the person who did the psychological evaluation.
Yeah, I'm saying that because she's going by what they say.
Who's
by
they?
what they're saying. She didn't say anything different than what they said.
So you're telling me they all came to the same conclusion about you being a pedophile based on the very troubling things you said and your history as a pedophile?
Yeah, but he's not a pedophile. I don't understand.
He just likes little girls' faces.
Yeah, I don't understand why this is so confusing for you.
Okay, he likes little girl faces, and then that one time, of course, he showed up at the Sting House, and then he has the history of actual victims. But
yeah,
if we're just going to look at someone's history and pattern of things to indicate who they are, and then use their own words from today as an indicator of where they are in life, then I think we have a long way to go as a society.
Yeah,
a long way to go.
Frankly,
I'm sorry, Lorne.
I think fuck society.
All right, Joker.
I think normal people scare me.
So what did you say when you talked to her? What kind of questions did the person ask?
I don't know. There was a lot of questions.
Oh, there was that one thing she kept saying. are you related to Justin Timberlake? Or are you actually Justin Timberlake? Remember that whole thing for like 5 minutes? She didn't believe
Yeah.
me. It was a
She was
back and forth.
convinced that he legally changed his name.
Well, there was like a part she was gonna call the police because they thought I had they thought I had some guy named Lorne Armstrong's ID and I was Justin Timberlake pose. It was a whole thing. It was a whole mess.
I mean, it's really a funny story if I ever get the chance to tell you about it.
Like what?
Those old
You're not
screen
interested in
of
that. Anyway, so the drywall.
things where I don't remember now. There was a whole screen of questions where she had me answer like 50 questions on one screen. Then she pulled up another screen.
Face.
I had to answer 50 of those questions.
If you don't remember the questions, then how do you know she's not taking what you said into consideration? If you don't even remember what was asked.
When I was reading the questions, I knew what was asked, and I answered the questions.
Oh, okay.
I didn't memorize them all.
What's the problem?
I didn't memorize any of them. I just answered the questions that was asked of me.
Okay. That's a weird way to say that.
Then she put up
that's Lorne.
a test with all these different...
All these faces.
So how do you know she didn't take any of your answers into consideration?
It's obvious she didn't.
How do you know?
It's obvious and
Going by what
articulated.
they said, saying that I'm attracted to children.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know she didn't take your answers into consideration?
Because if she had, she wouldn't be saying that I was attracted to children.
You just admitted that you are.
Yeah, but maybe he didn't admit it to her.
But
she
was able to gather enough information.
Yeah, but how dare she?
You're right. I'm getting worked up over nothing.
Get out of Lorne's brain. The other thing, she probably had like an ugly face too, which was double offensive.
Yeah.
She had
Fuck ugly face bitches.
An older, ugly face tearing into Lorne's mind, and that's not fair. If you're gonna put a woman in front of him, at least make it a bangable woman for Lorne. Then he'll never want to leave. He'll stay there for. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's all Lorne wants. An attractive woman that he could sit and waste an hour, 2 hours per week with. I feel like I'm getting closer to the root of my problems.
You're really helping me get through my trauma.
I'm getting out of some patterns.
Yeah.
She gave me this test, Casey. It was like about 100 different.
It was like the SATs for pedophiles.
People on them.
Tough.
The pictures of people. So you can point out
which of these is illegal. There was like a child waiting at a bus stop, and then there's like an older woman in a minivan, and Lorne's like sitting there like, oh God, this is a trick question. I know this is a trick question.
Oh man, they're gonna get me on this one.
Here, the thing is, I don't even know the citizenship of this woman. That might be where they're trying to get.
She's an illegal immigrant.
I'm gonna guess she's the illegal. Why else would she be driving a van? There's people in that van.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine Lorne trying to explain that one? Oh, I thought she was.
I thought she was an illegal immigrant. She was looking a little tan. She was tan. She had dark hair. I thought she was an illegal.
Which ones you're attracted to and which ones you're not. None of them that came up that I was attracted to was any kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she even put up.
Well, you answered at least.
Huh?
Well, it depends. Were you honest in the questions?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was.
Don't
Because
lie.
I doubted that if you thought a 9-year-old girl was attractive, I seriously doubt you would answer that question honestly.
I'm not attracted to him anyway.
I know, but what I'm saying, Lord, let's just say that you were sexually attracted to 9-year-olds.
Oh no, hypothetically.
Would you have answered that question honestly on the
I'm not
test?
attracted to him.
How can I say that? Because I'm honestly not attracted to him.
I know. I'm saying if you were,
But I'm not.
would you have said yes or no?
I can't say yes because I'm
When
not.
they asked you that.
I had to be honest on it.
Yes. So what are you saying? What would your answer be if they asked you?
Be no, because I'm not attracted to him.
Do you not understand what I'm asking?
I understand what you're asking.
If you were attracted to a 9-year-old and they asked you if you were attracted to a 9-year-old, would you answer yes or no?
If I was attracted to a 9-year-old, I would answer yes.
Okay.
No, you would not.
Why wouldn't I? I'm there, and I'd be there to have them help me fix a problem.
Oh my God.
Why are you honest sometimes and not others if it's something that makes you look bad?
That's a good question, Casey.
That's digging deep. I'll have to ask Maria about that.
I'll get back to you. Fucking bitch trying to figure me out.
Yeah. Lauren?
I don't like looking bad.
I don't think anybody does.
Yeah. No. Shh. Hold on. He's going to bring it around.
But I can honestly say that if I was attracted to him, I would answer yes. Because then I know that it would be a problem that would need to be fixed.
You're a liar.
Well, if that's the case, then why didn't you, prior to going to meet Kayla at the Sting House, why didn't you go to someone and say, hey, I need help because I'm about to ruin my life?
Well, because back then he was fucked up in the head.
Oh, he had a problem saying no.
Yeah.
Even to himself. Okay.
Exactly. And see, that's
All right.
that's where he got all mixed
That's what
up.
happened. Okay.
So then how come you kept so much information from them before?
Because I didn't trust them.
Yeah, but they're there to fix you and help you.
Yeah, her, the psych eval, the psych doctor, I wasn't dishonest with her before either. I was honest with her before because I trusted her the first time. It's not the first time I've seen her.
Yeah, you were honest with her, and then she took it on. Yeah, you were honest with her, and she came to the conclusion in that paperwork. And you don't like what she has to say about you because she sees through your bullshit, and now you think she's a liar too, even though you believed her when you thought that your self-assessment was the whole thing.
Yeah, because I thought she was actually seeing me.
Well, she was.
She did.
And she wrote it down, and you just don't like the conclusion she came to.
No, I
because
don't.
it shatters your reality.
Yeah, those are all good points.
Shattered my reality. It's somebody telling me that I'm something that I'm not.
But when you thought she was telling you what you wanted,
that you are
What?
that.
What'd you
He
say?
admitted in this conversation that he is that thing.
No. He said that he is attracted to children,
Yes.
but he is not attracted to children.
I don't follow.
Well, keep listening. I think Lauren's going to bring it all around for you.
Okay.
to hear, that's when you said she was smart and you believed her.
When I wanted to hear
Yes.
was what the actual truth is.
Well,
I don't
no,
It's
it's
not
what
just
you
what I
think
want
the
to
truth
hear,
is.
it's what the actual truth is.
I think you're full of shit.
You think maybe probation's having a problem with acknowledging the truth?
They have nothing to gain from lying.
No. They just
Okay,
have an
sure.
internet full of people that are on their asses writing them shit all the time.
And that's where what it all comes down to. Probation is keeping Lorne around to appease the internet.
Yeah, that's what it is. We gotta give content to the Church of God.
Yeah. Because you know what's going to happen if we don't give them content? They're going to come after us.
Yeah.
And that's when they were like, I don't care what it takes. Lorne never graduates.
See, we're
And they
on a
all
leash
shook
too
their
then.
heads. They all shook their heads and started laughing. Yeah. So now it's starting to make sense, Lauren. They have an internet full of people.
I think you need to work on your villain laugh a little more though.
I'm pretty decent. Let me hear yours.
You're lame. You're dumb and stupid. Was that good?
That's
I mean,
amazing.
you failed the polygraph. I don't even understand how you're arguing this.
Even Chris Hansen is writing to him. Tell him how upset about he is about them letting me on the internet.
You failed the polygraph, Lorne.
Because of Chris Hansen.
I know.
I don't care about what they're writing or what you think probation is doing to keep you in class. You failed the polygraph with the question about being sexually attracted to girls from ages 10 to 14 and a question about looking at media of children.
I'm going to talk to Ashley and see about getting them questions put back on there.
What are you wanting them to ask?
I want them to ask if I ever stated that I was sexually attracted to a minor.
Okay.
To a 9-year-old.
If you ever stated that,
Yeah.
well, then you pass because you don't say it. You just
I
are.
never stated to him that I was.
What about the high schoolers?
The high schoolers, I was honest about that. I was honest with him about it. And I know that's why I failed it, because I wasn't thinking about it like that. It's the exact same thing I explained to you. I just wasn't thinking about it like that until it was explained to me that, it's the same thing. And after they explained that to me, I didn't do it anymore.
Well, then wouldn't you fail that question if you ever mentioned you were sexually attracted to minors? Because high school girls are minors.
Yeah, if you answer
and you
no,
just
then
said
that's
you
a lie.
Yeah. Well, but he didn't think of them as minors. He just thought of them as children the same age as he was when he was a child.
Yeah, but that's still...
Nope. Because in his mind, when he goes back, it's almost like going into a time machine, and he becomes that young boy.
I don't follow.
Because he still looks the same. So he puts himself back in the mindset of 12-year-old Lorne Armstrong, all wide-eyed and ready to take on the world in a few years. So I'm sure that's what he is thinking, because I put myself back in that mindset of how I felt about them then. So how is it wrong? Because I'm not thinking of them as a child. I'm thinking of them as the same age that I was when I was attracted to them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's stupid. It makes no sense, but you can understand how that's what he's thinking.
I understand his logic. I just think he's a stupid, dumb idiot. Stupid
Again,
pants.
More hot takes. More hot takes.
I know, I'm full of them. I'm a controversial figure, for sure. I got some hot takes.
Admitted it to them.
Right, but it's like at the time I was thinking about girls that was my age when I was that age, so I wasn't.
But you still failed it. You knew deep down they weren't your age.
Yeah, I failed it because I wasn't thinking about it correctly in the way that I should have been thinking about it.
How come you don't fantasize about your one-night stands or any of the women you've had sex with? Like, why did you fantasize about girls from high school?
It was only that time there. That's the only time I did that.
If he honestly didn't believe that they were like kids in that way, he wouldn't have failed that question.
No, he wouldn't have.
So he knows that they're kids when he thinks about them.
He would have been completely ignorant to it, because he would have never even have thought about it until it was pointed out to him. We know.
So even then he's lying.
But I think he also failed because of the child on the news. Even
totally.
Without admitting to that. But if you were wondering how you could take your controversy and become a top Lorne streamer, there are only 3 steps. Step 1, get drunk. Step 2, stream. Step 3, piss somewhere.
I mean, I've already done that several times over. So
that's it. That's all you got to do.
I mean, I'm thankful for the tips and tricks.
What was that?
I'm thankful for the tips and tricks.
No, I'm always here to help. That's from an upcoming 5-hour Joran video with Cornville 3-Way and Eel.
Oh, I did not know that y'all were talking about Joran in that clip.
It's a 5-hour. No, we weren't talking about Joran. We were not talking about Joran. Thanks for stopping by.
I think I masturbated to 2 girls that I used to go to school with. And that was all that I did.
That's it. Just 2 of the
5 girls.
5 girls. Well, wait.
They were twins. 2 sets of twins.
Sharing.
Well, they don't count.
Melissa, Carrie. All right, and he was running through his roster, his illegal roster.
Yeah.
Nuggets. We are that's our next episode. Episode 6.
What about it?
Episode 62. We've only got 25 more to go.
That's not many.
That's crazy. What did you think? What did you think of Lorne tonight?
Dude, he was so annoying. Like, more so than usual tonight, with the way that he kept flip-flopping between, like, oh, I am attracted to kids. I never said I was attracted to kids.
I mean, he admitted it to Lockhart years ago and then completely backpedaled on it from there. But why fight it? We all see the chat log. We've heard the call that you were very attracted to that kid and other kids.
Yeah. What is the point in lying when everybody
You'd be better off just saying, yeah, I was, and I was fucked up, but like I don't feel like that anymore.
Well, he did start off saying that.
Yeah, but then the news thing really blows that in your face. He didn't have to go and do this thing to get off. This was all in an effort to get off probation.
I keep forgetting that he's doing all this just to get off probation. Like, no, you need to be in probation. Even from Lorne's own logic, he needs to be in probation because of the whole like working through his trauma stuff with the therapist.
Yeah, agreed. Well, we'll pick back up from there. But before we go, I just want to show you a little bit of my new sponsor.
It's a beautiful day, let's go outside and play. Got the water balloons. Got the Lays.
Yeah.
Got the bubbles.
Yep. Then we're A-okay. Let's go outside and play. Walk, walk, walk. Skip, skip, skip. Tickle, yeah. Walk, walk, walk. Skip, skip, skip. Tickle, yeah.
I'm hooking up with my gals. Now listen up, I'm with my pals. This song ain't no joke, cause we're all so stoked. Being with my friends is just the prize on a...
Why'd you stop it? I was getting down. I was loving that.
Sprinkle sent that to me. It's amazing. All right, thanks, Nuggets.
Bye, everyone.
Walk, walk, walk.
We are no stranger to love. You know the rules, and so do I. Our full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We are no stranger to love. You know the rules, and so do I. Our full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry.